Yeah. Okay, good to see everybody. How are you guys?
Good.
All right. All right.
So I gotta ask Justin if he saw the new video that came out of Minneapolis.
The only video I've seen out of there is the full video of the guy shooting the girl in the van. Did I miss something?
Was that the one that came out today?
I don't know, man. I woke up and went to work. I just got home, so
There was a video that came out from the officer's viewpoint today.
Oh, now that we should take a look at. You know, honestly, I have a friend who's an ICE, and it's really hard to watch that video and not think to myself, did he overreact?
Yeah.
Well, does it look like he overreacted?
Well, she went to drive out there, and he was in front of the van, and she bumped him. But at the end of the day, if I was a trained professional, you know, to deal with that stuff, let's see the video because maybe my view will be changed almost immediately.
Guess what we're talking about? The Minneapolis, what's going on in Minnesota right now? This is so language warning, and you know, for YouTube, got to show this. But you know, the thing that's a blessing is we don't see blood or impact. So here we go.
Oh, okay.
I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
So this is a woman starting crap.
Here, listen.
Whoa! Wow, you don't even hear the gunshot.
Yeah, you did.
I heard it. You did.
I just heard him get hit. Wow.
You notice, and Jeremy was pointing this out. Notice how the partner says, "Drive, baby, drive."
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
Yep.
Did he fire his gun? He deliberately fired his gun at the woman, or did he fire it accidentally when he got hit?
No, he fired it at he kind of fired it accidentally. It had withdrawn it first.
Let me see if I can find the.
I do know law enforcement officials and stuff, and if you ask them directly, when they say they pull their gun, their job is to shoot to kill. Like that's what they're trained to do.
This is something that I blame Star Trek for a lot of this. For 3 words.
Wow.
Faces. No, honestly, faces on stun. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm military trained. You shoot if you decide to pull the trigger. You shoot center mass. You shoot to kill because anything else is dangerous to everybody else.
It's a shame that's happened, you know, because it is pulling everything back. What Trump is trying to do is pulling everything back, isn't it? So.
Well,
it's definitely the first thing they jump on.
The thing it's become so politicized. I mean, it was nuts listening to the mayor this morning, basically blasting the president and J.D. Vance for condemning her as a terrorist, but at the same time saying she was murdered.
I'm afraid I think that there's one lesson, simple like I've seen people saying, when an armed police officer tells you to stop and get out of the car, you stop and get out of the car.
Yeah.
You know,
but still, though, it's something that should never have happened. Do you know what I mean? It's just making matters worse. You know.
Well, if you look at the last 10 years of everything that citizens have gotten away with, because they keep thinking that they can do anything they want, and they see all these things going on around them. She doesn't know that she's about to be shot because she, you know, probably in her mind she thinks what she's doing ain't no big deal. I can hit this officer with my car. I'm blah blah blah, and it's a mentality that is grossly infected too many people.
Well, this is another one from Minneapolis. Let me see, what was the title of it? Yeah, Border Patrol warns 2 white women in separate SUVs to stop trailing them. It's a 1-minute clip.
interfering with us, honking your horn, blocking our cars, you have a very high probability of making a really
Look at her
bad
face.
decision and being arrested today.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think I'm making exactly
I'm not.
the right decision.
Oh, then why are you?
Yeah, you're not.
I'm giving her a warning to not interfere with what we're doing, to not make a bad decision today and ruin your life.
Well, bad
Okay,
decisions,
thank
that's
you.
fine.
Yeah, right. You're gonna.
Okay.
Listen to
Right,
that
find out.
attitude.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
I hope you have a terrible day.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, these are our citizens who don't know what the hell's going on. They're just listening to popular social information
Yeah.
and thinking they know the situation. If you knew one of these officers and spent 5 minutes with them, you would change your attitude immediately.
Who's it? Someone posted. I heard someone post.
Just so you know, if we continue to have you follow us, okay, have fun. Don't make a bad decision today.
Look at how nice our policemen are,
Yeah.
giving them every opportunity to get their shit in,
Don't
stuff in
interfere.
order.
Ah,
And sorry, hit me with the thing.
I will later.
To get their faculties together and to do the intelligent thing, which is to mind your own business, because it's not like the Gestapo's kicking down doors and dragging people out by their hair that don't deserve to be arrested and deported or whatever the case may be.
Do you know what though, guys? The thing I'm really scared of is that after all of this, okay, and everything that's happening in the world, the truth is going to be buried by a lot of different things. Do you know what I mean? Even if the Access Media disappears and YouTubers take over and stuff like that for information about what's happening in the world, they will be corrupted as well. And so the real truth will be buried by a crap load of rubbish. Do you know what I mean? And that's what
I would disagree. I would disagree just because I feel that after the last couple of years, the way things have been buried and the way that, like, if you look at the George Floyd incident, how incredibly skewed that was when information was kept. It seems like we're getting more information that we would not normally get. Like, normally the news organizations would take the worst part of this and show that over and over and over again. But we're seeing as much as we possibly can. So there is more exposure than we would normally get. So I'm a little optimistic that maybe, and it's, I hate to say it, it's white people. So maybe it won't be nearly as bad because, there's nothing to run with.
I believe the phrase is awful, isn't it? Affluent white, affluent white female liberals. But I think, was it someone posted about the lady? I mean, it's a tragedy. Whatever happens, it's a tragedy.
It's too bad.
Yeah. But was it someone, I call someone quite famous, I can't remember who it was, apparently posted that she was murdered by an insane far left ideology or something along those lines. Because it's following what you said there, Justin, that you look at everything over the last few years.
No, it's been a nightmare of propaganda and hidden agendas. It's crazy.
I wonder everything that we're watching on social media and wherever you're watching your stuff, how much is it that the algorithm is showing us what we want to see? What I would prefer is the algorithm doesn't show us anything that we've been watching. It shows us the entire thing rather than just give us what it thinks it wants. Therefore, skewing the truth. Do you know what I mean?
Like, you shouldn't be able to show the video unless you show the entire video. You're not allowed to clip it.
Oh, context.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Especially news organizations. They should have to show the full clip. They should have to show her tailing the police and interfering with investigations and arrests, violating the law, and then attacking an officer.
They should not be able to clip 50 minutes out of a video just to make it look like someone said something they didn't. BBC.
Yeah, I believe our president sued somebody for that.
He did, yeah. I wonder why. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's as I was watching on, was it the rabbi was talking about it yesterday? And I said, I mean, because the ones he was showing was I don't know if it's the wife or there was a lady going around, got out of the car, getting head up and all this. And I said, to be fair, to try to stab her, like everyone else, she was reacting in the heat of the moment. Everyone there was in the heat of the moment. And it is from everything that occurs, it would appear to be, legally speaking, a clean shoot. But
well, I mean, we're a nation of laws. That's the whole point. We have laws for a reason. And some of these people, like you saw that woman talking to the cop in her van, she didn't think he had any authority over her, that she had to obey any of the laws. She thought whatever she felt was right was how she was going to behave, and that's what ultimately and ended her life. Was, you don't obey the laws, This is the F around and find out, as everybody's been saying for many years. This is what happens. If you obey the law and do what you're told, nothing's going to happen to you.
Well, someone again, I can't remember what it was, but some point that in relation to the non-white community, should we say, for YouTube
minorities?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, it was a particular section of it that seems to be the problem, but I don't have the full knowledge on it. But that okay, you've got a choice. You can can get up. You know, if some police pulls over and stops you, you can say, I'm not doing anything. I object. I object to this. I can't remember the exact phrase they was used. But bomb, and then you can. And if they're wrong, you can sue them and possibly even make a load of money off them. Or you could put up a fuss and get shot for your trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, yes, even if you are in a situation where the authority figure, police, military, whatever it is actually acting, is found to be acting wrongly, and is found to be in the wrong, it's still better off not to put yourself in a position where you're going to be killed by them.
Well, I mean, the
you
thing
think it'll
is,
change? You think it'll change now that this is happening?
What I think is interesting. What I think is interesting is that when I'm on Facebook, I have a lot of American friends, and a lot of them put statements like, you know, Trump is this and Trump is that. You know, it's real hate. When you read the stuff, it's real hate. It's funny how Britain, right? We're in a worse state than you guys. Okay, when it comes to the government. But we don't like Starmer, but I've never seen a statement from anyone from England as heavily hated as Trump, which is interesting. It's like they really want to kill Trump. It's crazy.
It's a whole thing. It's called Trump derangement syndrome. They've been programmed to think that he's the devil and I'm a skeptic. I don't give anybody a free pass, and sometimes when he talks, I'm like, this is the cringiest speech I've ever heard in my life. I can't believe they're allowing him to talk. He needs a speech therapist. He needs to get someone out there to talk, you know, make him talk better. But look at the last 9 months? What the changes that we have seen, and people aren't paying attention to what really matters, like this whole thing with Venezuela. We are now Venezuela's best friend, and they supply Iran and China with most of their oil. And now that we're best friends with Venezuela, and I'm assuming we'll be buying most of their product, it's going to, I mean, he is taking steps. I was listening to some Glenn Beck this morning. He's taking steps to make America, and Glenn's a bit of a I love Trumper too, but I take a little bit of that with a grain of salt. But he is taking steps to make us more influential and powerful as a unified nation than we have been in a very long time. Now he's looking at Greenland.
He's doing something that very few national leaders seem to be doing. He's standing out for not so much that. He's standing out for his nation's best interests.
Yes, and that's a big one, because it seems like all we've cared about is everybody else's interests. Not to say that we don't have a responsibility to certain nations that we've been helping along for many years, but over these last months, hearing all of this money, all of our taxpayer dollars that we have given the government through the laws, being just doled out to any nation with any weird program, and now we find out about these daycare centers that they've used to exploit and steal billions of dollars
here as well, but
billions of dollars. Yeah, you guys have got a real problem. I heard you. Is it your sitting king has been playing footsie with Muslim leadership in your country, and
there has been a theory going around for a number of years that sometime in the last 20 years or so, he actually converted.
Oh, no kidding!
Now, no, I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true. But as you said, the perception has caused that he certainly, His Majesty certainly has
not true.
A very strong interest.
Because of politics. It's because of politics. That's why it's got strong interest. You know what, right? What I discovered recently is that the attendance for the Catholic Church has gone up 5 times in England. In a year. Yeah, in a year because of what's
Honestly, I've
happening.
not seen
And
that.
even when I go to my local church, I'm surprised at how many people turns up to the 9 o'clock and the 11 o'clock. It's the church is packed. Now, as I said, it's got to be because of what's happening. People subconsciously or consciously is reading what's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah, it's crazy,
It's
right?
starting to become more obvious to the people who don't pay attention that, you know, when one president allows millions upon millions of illegals, and it's not just people from Mexico. Okay, there were stories that got squashed where the Chinese nationals had formed their own colonies in some areas of land that they have purchased in the not the Southwest, but the further west and the Middle West, and they had their own little police force and their own little community. And now we're finding out that there's a lot. I mean, we're gonna be finding out there's a lot more cells of illegals and people that have transferred here for whatever reason, and it's not for the prosperous future of America. It's for whatever agenda they brought with them.
Well,
And
when you've got sitting members of Congress or the Senate referring to our this, that, and the other, and when they mean the nation they or their parents came from rather than the United States, tells you what you need to know.
It's something people here forget a lot. They forget that this was a Judeo-Christian nation formed on Christian beliefs, and our Constitution is Christian law. All of that comes from Christ and the church, and people here apparently don't understand. You live in a nation that your freedoms and your liberties are provided to you by God, and everything that comes with that.
So here's a palate cleanser.
Here we go.
Dance, monkey, dance. I've got one too. I've got a public service message.
But I
This
tell
is
you,
my,
Derek,
As long as it's not a bolster type public service.
I pulled the trigger. I pulled the trigger on
Oh
sorry,
wow.
bad words on I decided I've always wanted a Devastator,
oh,
and I saw that they have these I have 3 of the 6. So I need his leg and his arms, and then I'll have my
Yeah,
own
you
Devastator.
Oh, what I was
Yeah.
going to say is you're missing something, but it's a parts. It's a multi-part thing.
There's a
That's it.
picture on my Instagram, him just standing on one leg, waiting for the rest of his parts.
Oh right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I've always wanted a Devastator, and now I have part of one. So I'm looking for the other pieces that are sold out everywhere.
so
That
there
is-
is a page on Facebook called Shock Factor AI, which I got to say really does have it's. Ian might remember, maybe Archer, the Monkeys movie Head.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't
Yes.
actually.
It kind of feels
That-
like that.
That's crazy.
That's twisted.
I mean,
One more.
it's pretty obvious the stuff they do in an AI, don't you think? When you watch stuff, that's crazy. Did
Like the
anybody
tanning salon
watch?
next door?
There's something on Instagram where this comedian, she's this really attractive comedian, is telling jokes, and it's so obvious it's AI. It's so obvious that the woman is AI, and it's like, okay,
Haven't seen
right.
that.
So maybe in the next 5 years, it's going to look really real, but you probably still be able to tell it's AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
They should
Well,
honestly, they should put something in there that says any AI video should have something saying that this was produced with AI, like a legal, like a little ticker at the bottom or something.
Well, because the thing is, you've got 2 things. I mean, you've got something like that, which the quality is the quality is quite often, especially if you're looking at still images rather than longish videos. That if it wasn't nuts, it looks it looks realistic.
No, there's some out there that looks absolutely
If it
real,
weren't-
and you
if
have
it
to
weren't
look for
the
it.
fact
Yeah,
that, for example, it's Marilyn Monroe's head on a sparrow's body.
Yeah.
That's clearly not real. Well,
I don't know what I just heard. That was weird.
Oh, that's part of the background.
Oh, okay.
have you seen those new Star Wars AIs that
Oh,
that
yeah.
fills in the gap? I mean, it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
it looks good, but you can tell it's AI, and when they mix it between in the Empire Strikes Back one, they mix it between what happens in Empire, and then they do the AI version of
Yeah.
filling in the gaps. But you can tell there's that one with Luke Skywalker where he finds the crystal for his lightsaber.
Yeah,
And
I've been
you can
watching a lot of
tell.
those. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can tell, but eventually, I mean, if you look at the like the part that makes it tell is the motion, the way they move, but the graphics and the imagery, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm not ashamed to say this, if they gave me a series of Star Wars, short movies that were all the little parts of Luke, Leia, Han, Vader, the original cast filling in the story, I would watch that if it was done proper. I would watch it.
I think Disney are missing a massive potential there.
Oh, they missed a massive potential when they bought it.
Well, yeah.
Now let's scrap everything from the last 30 years and just make up our own universe. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of it, here, so they had the going.
There was a Vader one that was really good.
They had the entire episode of the Celestial Toy Maker online, and I just absolutely hate.
Yeah,
animation.
Is that the actual show?
It's a lost episode. They got the soundtrack, but they don't have. There it is. That's William
I
Hartnell.
see.
Yeah.
So they took the story and just made an AI video.
Yeah,
not an AI. It was an animated animated.
Yeah, animated.
There's two different animated Celestial Toy Makers out there, and I don't act. My personal taste is personal taste. I don't actually like either of the animation styles in them myself.
No, it's that older stuff. There was a whole period of animation and CG and entertainment, like in the early 2000s. It was just like it was acceptable, but now it's like junk.
In the 90s.
Well, again, yeah. I mean, this looks like the days of the first Toy Story.
It does, yeah.
I mean, Urban Animation could do better than that.
Yeah,
but sooner
and if you
or
go
later,
back and watch that, it's like, oh, the story was really good, but the animation's really crappy. Oh yeah, there was it wasn't the Lawnmower Man. What was the one they had in the 90s? It was like
it was Lawnmower Man.
It was Lawnmower Man.
It wasn't Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, sooner or later they're gonna be able to take images of William Hartnell and write the script, and then AI will just create it all. But I reckon you'll still be able to tell it's AI, though, no matter what they do.
Well, yeah. The problem they still can't get the problem is faces and. I mean, you watch the Rabbi streams, for example. He uses AI animations for some of his wallpaper, and you can tell. I mean, he uses. I would imagine he uses the best he can get his hands on.
But do you know what it is, right?
You know what faces literally change from frame to frame.
Do you know what it is, guys? Right? It's the imperfections in movies that actually, as a human, you connect to it. Like, for instance. If you're watching something and you see a shadow of the boom on the wall, it's that. I mean, you see it, right? But you know it's real, right? But with AI, everything clean. The sun is perfect. Everything's perfect, right?
My favorite one of those. My favorite one of those is on Empire Strikes Back when they blow up one of the walkers. For it to fall over, if you look carefully at its back foot, they had to shove a stick to push the thing over, and you see the stick come out, and it. And I love it. It's like, oh
great. Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Doesn't bother me at all.
And also, there's a beauty with Ray Harryhausen's effects. You know it's animation, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Like the one with I think it was Seven Voyages Sinbad with the woman with the arms, the metal thing, the statue that comes to life, and they were fighting this thing with loads of arms. That was just fantastic, right? So it's the imperfections that makes it great. I
watched the heck out of Jason and the Argonauts, and then Clash of the Titans were both.
I was going to say, I mean, even Booba and the Clash of the Titans as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I've come to the conclusion that you're right, Ian. It's a brain thing. The human mind generally. You see something is real, you accept it. If you it's obviously real. It's filmed. It's supposed to be real. If you see something that's animated or anything other than live action, your brain switches into a different mode. It says, "Okay,
it does.
It's not live action. Therefore, I can accept. I can accept that this person can go pow and smack a mascot robot and break a robot or whatever.
It's an acceptable medium for the story that you're telling, and then the story.
This would be an example. I would say this is like a video of Sydney Sweeney and Greta Thunberg. Just play a minute of it.
Oh, let's have a look.
It gets better.
Come on, Squelcher.
Here we go.
That's enough. Before it gets worse.
But they also have. Where
Is it
is
Sydney
it?
Sweeney? I thought you said Sydney Sweeney was on there. I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Um.
Thing is, though, you can tell it's not real.
Well, yeah, and that's funny. That's why I like it. Yeah. So, did you see the video where she was like being handcuffed by like some force, and then they
Yeah.
showed another video that somebody took where they set the whole thing up, like they made sure to stop and show, okay, everybody show her, okay, everybody get ready for the scene, and then it was like, this is
Well,
she's just another tool of the engine. That's all it is.
Greta Thunberg has a talent for being arrested in front of the cameras.
She's been paying a lot of
It's
money
all set up.
to
It's
be
a
arrested in
setup.
front of cameras.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all
But what I
set
was
up.
saying
And I
is,
mean, this is AI. I mean, this is pretty
Yeah.
darn good for AI.
I said, but that,
Yeah,
that-
but you
that-
can tell it's AI though.
Oh, I know
That's
you
the
can
Yeah,
tell.
problem.
that's what I'm saying is that the brain can accept. I mean, it's why I think, if you're going to do AI, do something completely AI, which we can accept, like whatever, Disney, whatever, fully AI, or use the AI to tap in space where it's not going to be noticed. The problem is because the brain is now switched on for something like that, the brain is thinking it's looking at reality. So that's why, as you said, Ian, you can tell it's AI because your brain, part of your brain is saying it's reality. Okay, fine. No, hold on a minute. Hair doesn't flow like that in real life or whatever. That's why, as you say, you can see it's AI because they are where I find it particularly off-putting.
Do you know what, right, guys? Have you seen Frankenstein? It was
No,
on
I
Which
haven't.
one?
Netflix.
I've heard-
The new one. That was
yeah.
great.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So the new one, okay, right? That they keep going on about the photography in it, and the photography it looks nice, but there's something about it that doesn't feel true. I don't know if you've seen the film. They say it starts off when
I've
they're
watched
in
it.
the ice and the boat and everything is perfect. The ice, the sun rising, everything about it doesn't feel real, in my opinion, of course. And when you watch something like, Lawrence of Arabia, and you see those
I know
dune
why.
shots, you know it's real, right?
Because they're in the
know.
desert. They're actually in the
They're
desert.
exactly.
If you were in the Arctic freezing your butt off, your
Yeah.
actors would look a lot different.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
trying to make it
Yeah.
through a scene where it's 20 below zero.
Yeah.
When you have a room
Yeah.
that's temperature controlled, it's really hard to show you're cold in a
Yes.
room that's 65
Oh.
degrees.
Throw this one to Ian. I know Justin will not seen it, but Ice Station
don't know.
Zebra.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, I've seen
Oh.
that. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
that was not filmed in the Arctic.
No, it wasn't, but you could tell it wasn't. But the problem, as I said, the problem is that the photography, you when you look at it, it's a studio, right? But you know that everything is real, from the photography to the studio lights and everything. But when you as I said, it's a different feeling when you watch the Frankenstein movie. There's something clean about everything. Everything's so clean, right? Even when something's meant to be dirty, it just feels. It feels wrong, in my opinion. I don't know. That's a studio, right? That's a studio.
Oh yeah,
It's definitely a
Ice,
studio.
Ice Station Zebra, I think, is one of the
Great movie.
few. It's one of the few movies I think
Yeah.
where the movie is as good as the book because I've read
Imagine-
pretty much
imagine
every
trying to-
Alice in the Chain movie.
Imagine
I mean-
trying to pretend you're cold when you're
Yes.
sweating in those outfits.
Out of curiosity, Justin, have you seen Ice Station Zebra?
It sounds like one my dad might have had on the background. There was a lot of movies going on in my background in my life growing up, so I think I missed this one.
But
But I bet if you
there's
show it to
something-
me, I'll be like, oh, I remember that scene.
Was it
But there's
David
something-
Jansen that was in it, or was that
it was
Patrick
Rock
McGowan.
Hudson. Rock Hudson.
Rock
But
Hudson.
what I'm
No,
saying
no,
is
but
that
it was there was a David Jansen or Patrick McGoo. I can't
Patrick
remember.
McGowan was in it.
but there's
David-
something
David
about
Jackson, Patrick McGowan, Ernest Borgnine.
there's something about that film that has the theatrical thing about it. It could be on. It's on stage, right? It's on stage, and there's something about it that you accept because everything's real. You can even see the painting of the clouds in the background. But I give you Casablanca. Because everything in Casablanca was on a studio, that back projection shots and everything. And that's what I'm saying. That's what makes the film. But when it comes to CGI, I don't know. It just feels wrong to me. But that's just me. I don't know.
Well, because
That's
even
the
though
thing.
it's on a stage and everything is, set up, what you're seeing is real. Like the
Yeah.
stage is real, the set dressing is real. Those are real items, like practical effects. Whereas CG, you can tell. Like even like the Star Wars, the prequels, there was a lot of scenes where they were run through the
Yes.
robot factory and stuff, and you can tell it's a CG scene because it's almost too crazy to not be CG, and maybe that's part of
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Overcomplication makes it more unbelievable, and they should try to get it down to something.
They did pretty good with it back at Forrest Gump. So that's
Yes,
Yeah, this
they
was
30,
huge. Yeah,
30 years ago.
But you can tell, though. You can tell that he wasn't there. That
you
there's
can tell
something
their mouths aren't
beautiful-
moving the right way.
That's what I'm saying. But there's something beautiful about it having fault. Do you know what I mean? Like the Ice Zero. When you see that studio, there's something about it that it's not real, but you accept it. But as I said, with this
Yeah.
new stuff these days, there's something about it that your mind just doesn't connect to it. I don't.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm only speaking for myself, but there you go.
No,
I don't know.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I think it's the old willing suspension of disbelief. You appreciate a movie for what it is, but you understand that it is in the bounds of what is possible. You understand that, as you said, they can't be filming in the Arctic. They're not filming Apollo 11. Apollo 13 is not being filmed in orbit around the moon and coming back from the moon.
What?
Wasn't
It's
it?
not.
What?
But 2001: A Space Odyssey was not filmed on the moon. But
Yeah.
you accept that because your mind is capable of accepting that that's the reality. That's the capability of reality.
Yeah.
I think again that's where the uncanny valley comes in. Is with AI, your mind.
I'll
can't
tell you
connect
what it is. I'll tell you what it is, right? You know, when you go to see a play, right,
Yeah.
and the stage is set and the people come out and act, you kind of suspend your disbelief that what you're seeing on that stage is.
Yes.
And it's the
Yes.
same thing with this film as well, with what the Ice Age
Oh,
Zero.
good
This is
movie.
as well.
Firefox.
There's something
Oh,
about
yeah.
it that you accept it because you know it's not real. But when you see the CGI stuff and you see the what is it, the AI stuff, your mind rejects it. It
You know,
rejects-
Ian, what a perfect example of this would be is Rebecca Gold when the SWAT. So you had that scene. No, seriously, you had that scene where the SWAT soldiers had to have the background behind them. It was used
Yeah.
properly. It wasn't so over the top that you look at it and go, "That looks fake to me." It looks like it fits the scene. And in it, like I'd say, I keep going back to like the Star Wars movies when they get these overblown areas that you just couldn't believe ever existed. I think that's when people go, "Oh yeah, that's CG," and then they just move on with
Yeah.
themselves.
yeah. Yeah.
I gotta say,
I-
this does look like it was real, though. This scene from Firefox.
Well,
Yeah.
the flight fight when they have at the end when they have the big dog fight, it's
Oh,
almost it's almost hard to watch because it's just plain. It's almost like the Millennium Falcon in Star Wars going, I know some maneuvers, and it just kind of lists to the left a little bit.
But that's the thing, you see, you know it's a stage play. You, as I said, you look at the back projection when he's in that show. You know that it's not real, but
But
there's
this
something
looks real to
about
me.
it.
Yeah, I'm like, this
Yeah,
looks
there's
real to me.
something about that. I mean, that's a model, obviously. That shot there's a
That
model.
doesn't there.
and that's yeah, and
that-
that's that's
that
a
pretty
was
good
very
for a model.
Battlestar Galactica. That.
yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
take off.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You accept it for some reason. You accept it. Maybe it's because we grew up with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
really
I think you got a point there. And as we grew up, we know what we were seeing at the time. We were seeing it was state of the art.
Yeah.
We hadn't
Yeah.
so we accepted it because again, we knew it was within the constraints of the state what the art allowed.
Yeah.
Mm.
But as I said, when I was watching Frankenstein, I did enjoy it, but I was just like, oh, everything looks so clean, even though there were dirty bits in the film. I was just like, my mind just couldn't connect with it for some
The
reason.
mug's
I don't
too
know.
clean. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
That's the sort of thing maybe that people notice without realizing they're noticing it.
Mm.
You know, that's the sort of
Yeah.
thing you can't necessarily put your finger on what it is unless you get down and examine it. But
Mm.
unless you
I
say,
think
you know,
I
it's
think
a-
authenticity is going to be the currency going forward when it comes to entertainment. I reckon.
yes.
You know,
Uh,
I was really
yeah.
excited about that. You know, when they did Force Awakens, but when we were all hyped up for that movie to come out, nobody knew what it was.
Yeah.
When it was like, we're gonna do practical effects, I'm like, that's a TIE fighter in the desert. You know, I was like, this is really
Yeah.
cool. I like practical effects. And then of course everything went to hell.
Well, here we go. This is another thing that might give us some hope. I saw Gary posted this earlier today. We might have another strike.
We can't get paid because all our stuff sucks.
And once again, nothing of value will be lost.
Nope.
Why
Fire
are they
them
having
all.
another strike? Why?
Because
You know it's not good for them.
No, it's not. They're never gonna. Hollywood's never gonna recover from this. It will be a completely different monster when this is all over with. Oh my god, these people don't learn anything. You know what? Definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, and this is gonna be the same.
Okay, so it looks like the contract expires in June.
It's like, you know, my daughter sent me something yesterday. I was trying to find it, but apparently a show that she likes or something coming out. It's got who's Sebastian Stan and Scarlett Johansson are in something. They're in the new Batman. They're going to be Harvey Dent and his wife. And I said,
really?
you know what? I said that's fine. I enjoyed that last Batman movie for what it was. And this could be good too. But I kept thinking to myself, what happened to finding new talent? Why are we always running to the highest paid actress and the highest paid actors? Where's the new talent?
Because they're under the impression that those two will sell the film more.
I have no
And it's
interest
not
in
true
Scarlett
anymore.
Johansson playing that character.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You're right.
Although
You're
Sebastian
absolutely
Stan
right.
is Harvey Dent, maybe, but I'd rather see the guy from Suits play Harvey Dent. I think that would be good casting. He's a lawyer and he looks the part.
Yeah.
That's the new Batman movie.
Yeah,
Cool.
it would be interesting. That's stupid.
That's AI. That's not real.
That's AI, isn't it? That's
That
definitely
never
AI.
would
I
have
don't
collapsed
think
like that.
No, what a shame, though.
I mean, because that's wood. Look at how the wood is bending. Look at
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, why would wood bend? You know,
Plus,
it'll
he
just
landed
break.
like on the tip of the roof and the whole roof collapsed. He would have just
Yeah.
gouged his back and fell over. I mean,
Yeah.
gouge, fall. No, that's not. Yeah.
Wouldn't bounce like that either, I don't think, from the edge. But yeah.
All we want is the truth, Chris. Quit showing his face
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not good, is it? It's But anyway,
Well, go ahead. You go first.
go on. No, you go, mate.
I just want to say, on a lighter note, I've got books coming out for next
Go on, Ed.
week, and if you're big on Energon Universe, we've got G.I. Joe Real American Hero, G.I. Joe Real American Hero, regular G.I. Joe Energy Universe, and Transformers all come out next week. So get your reading glasses on, old people. It's going to be a
No, I
good time.
challenge you to say that 3 times quickly.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
No, that 3 times quickly. Did you not listen to what I said?
That 3 times quickly. That 3 times
There you
quickly.
go. Well done.
That. I did it. I win.
You did it.
Where's
Well
my
done.
prize? Where's my teddy bear?
You get a gold star.
Hold on.
I'm
So,
just-
do you still have your Listen, I'm confused. Do you have a store, a comic store, or do you just sell comics?
For legal reasons, I volunteer at a friend's comics card shop.
Right, okay.
And for the last 8 years, I have been volunteering my little butt off, keeping the comics running. What happened was, a friend of mine, a long time ago, 20 plus years ago, he had bought a card shop that had comics, and he bought it from the man, and his son ran the comics. So when he bought the
Look,
place,
Gary, is it?
Kenny, God rest his soul, who passed away at 47 in the store, he just stayed with the store and said, "Hey, I'll sell comics out of your store. You pay me this much." And Jim was like, "Okay, sure, no problem." So when he died, I was a customer, and Jim knew that I used to own my own store years ago. And I said, "Well, I can
Your name is
volunteer
Gary.
and come in and run the comics for you so that keeps going." He's like, "I would love you to volunteer and run the comics for me in my store." So now I get lots of comics by my volunteering. There's just a lot of good fun stuff coming out. And by the way, Marvel is trying like heck to get customers back, because I was checking out the monthly preview for coming up January, February, in March, maybe February, March, and it looks like they're trying to bring the anti-hero back. They've got a lot of Deadpool, Punisher, Wolverine's getting theirs. There, I know. I've grown all you want, but I can't volunteer hard enough if I'm not making any volunteer dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel should really create their own new stuff now and get away from the woke rubbish. That's what
They should fire
do.
all those people and get new writers in there, and just I hear they're bringing Brian Michael Bendis back, and I'm like, whoopie-doo. DC did that. Remember, DC was a couple years ago. We got Brian Michael Bendis. He came in, and for 2 months it was and then every sales just tanked. His books weren't that great, and everything went to heck.
Do you know what I think it is?
And then they let him go.
For me personally, I would only buy a comic if the art is absolutely excellent, and I don't care
let me
what.
show you something.
I I love art, comic
Hold
book
on, let
art.
me bring him up.
Yeah.
Actually, I should show you a different book. Let me show you a different
Oh,
book.
wow.
That's David Nakayama, who's a big cover guy. The artist doing the book is actually Dan Mora, who is an absolute favorite of mine. If you see his artwork, you're going to say to yourself, that looks like classic with a, where is my book? Hang on. There it is. I had the special ones back here. This is a cover he did, and this is what the entire book looks like on the inside. It looks that good
Wow.
on the inside.
Ah.
And his
Wow.
lines are clean. He has done
Yes, they
several
are.
things, and Dan Mora is definitely top 5 comic artists of all time right now, this current day, because his
Do you-
work is just so clean.
I'm glad
Do you know what, right?
clarified
Sorry, mate. Do you know what, right? The last time I got excited about comic, and this is going back years, there's two. One is when Tank Girl got released in England, and I went crazy over Tank Girl, and I loved the art by
Oh,
Jamie
Tank
Hewitt.
Girl. Oh,
Tank
yeah.
Girl. I loved
Yeah.
it. And then the second one was Sin City. When I read
Oh.
Sin City in Forbidden Planet, I just brought all the books.
Yeah.
And for me, those two comic books were the things that moved the comic book art along, in my
Yeah.
opinion, further along.
I'm a
But
huge
I
fan
haven't
of Andy
seen
Kubert
anything.
that does that. He
Oh,
did that
right.
with
yeah.
Predator Batman was the only DC I read back in the 90s ever. And it
Yeah,
was probably
I've
my
seen-
favorite book of all time. It was just
Mm.
so pretty.
And yeah, it's just, as I said, for me, it's the it starts as the art, and then when I start reading it, if the story's good, that's a bonus for me.
Yep.
I'm not thinking-
splash pages and everything.
I'm thinking
Hey, I'll
back
show you
to
something. I'll be right back. You guys keep
to
talking.
the stuff that I've got, some of the comics I've got that I've had for, well, probably 30, 40 or more, 40 years or so, maybe more. You know, the old style classic Silver Era 6 and the artwork in it, and obviously it's all dotted because it's dot printed, all the rest of it. But then you see some later stuff, it's just the Cal Art stuff that's horribly spiky. And you think, no, why do you need to do that? No. So it don't look anything like realistic at all.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
Well,
let's
that'll
have a
be
look at
easier
that
if
one.
So now
Wow.
this is my first superhero comic book I ever bought. This was X-Men 268, Jim Lee artwork. Now that jumped off the shelf at me, and I immediately was like, I want to read that book. And I became these two characters growing up. I loved Captain America's ideals. I liked the fact that Wolverine knew there were people that needed killing, barrel-chested dudes with big arms. That's what we all wanted to be, or at least I wanted to be. I still have weights in the next room of trying to be that every day, little by little.
Was Captain
But
America
that got me
ever
into
in the
comics, and that's it's art. The art brings you in, and
Yeah.
then you read the story, and if the story is good, then great,
Yeah.
you've got something to look. But you know, Marvel has forgotten that over the years. They forget that it's a visual medium,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they pay cheap and cheap and cheap and cheap, and they hire people from Spain and Italy, and they pay them even less money, and then they get work that doesn't even get. They don't have artists that can't even stay on a book. They have to do like every other issue because they can't get their work done in time.
Well,
There's
it's
something about the art. Like I used to. I mean, a lot of people don't know this. I was a trainee at 2000 AD a long time ago, and I was backup artist for I can't even remember the names now. Some of the artists that was there. So I know how they do it, and I remember looking at the panel, and it literally had Pritt Stick that was doing the bubbles, and rotary pens and stuff like that. So when you saw it before it was printed out, it was all this stuff all over it, and then when it was printed out, obviously you can't see where it was stuck, whatever. For me, that's true art. But now they're using Photoshop, obviously, to do the colors and stuff.
It's
like that. There's
all
something
digital.
about- I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah.
There are some artists that still use blue line pages, and you can see that when they offer up their sketch covers for variant covers, you
Right.
can see the original blue line page and stuff. But there's people like my favorite gripe is Art Adams, who has done some of the most iconic artwork for the X-Men and stuff. And he and I talked to Adam Kubert about this at a show, because all of Art Adams stuff he does now, everything looks like it's got big thick lines and everything's drawn with he said he started using thicker pens and on the digital scale, where if you look at his old stuff, everything is so thin lined that it just looks perfectly crafted. And then of course with the digital stuff, you lose the happy accidents that were a huge part of artistry growing up.
Yes.
I made a
Absolutely.
mistake, but I can't fix it, so it's part of the work now. Well, now you can just I'll erase everything I did until I get it perfectly right. Todd
Do you know
McFarlane
what,
he does digitally, but he doesn't erase shit stuff. Anyway,
Do you know what? Right.
Sorry,
The
Chris.
Superman versus Spider-Man cover always bothered me, because when you see you'll probably know this. When you see Spider-Man on that cover, where his shoulder is, there's like a lump there that doesn't deserve to be there. If you
Yeah, we
look
can
at it
look at that.
carefully, I think it's his right shoulder, and it just
They're
looks
reprinting
odd.
that right now. They're getting ready to reprint that. Let me pull it up.
It just looks odd, but I've always thought that was odd. But I still love the cover. But if I was drawing it, I would have got rid of that lump there. If you look at the cover very carefully.
Oh, it's been buried because they're doing a new one. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
If you, I don't know if you can bring it up, but if you see his shoulder, I don't know if it's left or his right. There's a lump that if you took that out would be perfect. But it's the mistake, isn't it? It's the mistake that's done there that makes it worthwhile looking at. Do you know what I mean? It's
I brought it up, Chris, if you can see it there.
Where? Oh, there it is.
I'm sharing. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yes. So you see his right hand. Do you see under his chin? There's a lump there.
Oh, his shoulder. His shoulder
Yeah.
shouldn't be. Yeah, I see.
Shouldn't be
Maybe it's
there.
because his arm is cocked back, maybe, and they figured the costume's coming through.
That's weird. No,
Yeah.
in other words, it's a mistake.
No,
It's a mistake.
it's weird.
But I love it. I love it though. I think it's an imperfection, and it's a great imperfection in my opinion. Because if you got rid of that, it would be perfect.
Let me.
But I do like it.
There's the image by itself.
Where is it? It's probably there on the pencil sketch, isn't it?
So yeah, they're reprinting that, and they're doing the large size book again, which is insane.
I rushed to the cinema when this came out. Sorry, not cinema, the shops to get it because I was so excited. Yeah.
Thank you, Man of War.
Yeah.
So this one presumably is going to be David Cornsweet versus Tom Holland, is it?
I don't like David Cornsweet. I don't think he's a good Superman at all.
Well, they're
Material,
doing a
isn't
new book. They have a new it's not out yet. Let's see what's the release date on this book. I'm not going to pull it up, but it's coming out in March. They're doing DC Marvel Superman Spider-Man #1.
Do they actually make the comic characters look like the actors that played now, or do they still keep them visual?
Not so much, because we found out, and I found this out through Bruce Campbell, is when they do that, they start pushing the danger of likeness rights.
Oh, well,
And
okay.
even though they were the character, if they draw, like I know Star Wars, if you look at Star Wars, when the artists do Carrie Fisher, they do, Leia, Han, and Luke, they do very much to look like that. But of course, that was written into their contracts. So I was told Bruce Campbell will not sign any Army of Darkness books that were published by Dynamite because they did not pay him a likeness right fee. Whereas the earlier books, like I have one signed by the Raimis that was the first appearance of Ash, that's his likeness on the cover because Dark Horse paid the royalty of using his face in the book for whatever. Yeah. So they probably avoid that. Although they have done some covers that, like, they had a DC book that had Nicolas Cage on it. They had one that had William Shatner on it. I don't know how they do that, or if it's something they allow, or if they have to pay for that.
Maybe they got permission to do so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I can
Hold
think
on,
of.
guys. We need to let Father talk because he's been.
Oh, that's okay. I'm doing some stuff in the background. Don't worry.
We're not here for that. By the way,
What have you got planned,
I owe you
Father?
$50. I was counting up all the books you gave me, and I put them all in the dollar bin. So I owe you $50 next time you're out.
Okay. Well, I
George,
might
whatever
use
you
it
wanna
for
buy.
another one of those omnibuses.
Now,
I should send you a picture of some old stuff.
What you mean is you're going to give him $50 credit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
which
what
would
that means.
immediately get back.
Yeah.
Doesn't change it. Doesn't change the fact he's getting it, does it?
Yeah, just means the next $50 of the books you're not going to have to pay for directly.
I actually will
all the
probably be
same.
back I'll be back in March, I think.
Cool.
But I think my trips are going to be a little bit shorter now.
I thought you were coming to the UK, Father.
I wanted to, but now that my knees are bothering me and there's so much other stuff going on, I still want to get to the UK. I just don't
Plus,
know
they're
when.
being invaded. So
Yeah.
it's not a safe
Probably
place
have
for
to let
Christians
my
right
social
now.
media
Geek.
die down before I can visit too.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't want them to arrest you for what you said on your channel.
Yeah.
Which time?
You guys want to join us? Come over here to America. It's a nice place. I was
You've already been over here.
Yeah, I've already been. I love America personally. But as I said, England is obviously where I was born, but it's just getting worse now. People are getting arrested for putting stuff on X, and it's madness, absolute madness. But I try to keep my nose clean, so to speak. I hope they're not watching this, otherwise I'll get a knock on the door, and that'll be that.
in the middle of a stream.
Yeah,
Come in,
yeah,
we're
get arrested.
coming in after you.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely
Yeah,
crazy.
the 2 dozen watching. I'm sure the BBC is paying attention.
I reckon the
How many we got?
BBC's got 10 years in it, and that's it. I
No
reckon
one's
they're going to
paid
be.
attention to BBC, so
So
When
what
is their
point do you
license
have
up?
people in your parliament that will make changes to stop them from arresting? I mean,
Well-
where are the people fighting for the people?
I know. Don't know.
When does the public ownership of BBC come to an end?
I hope soon.
Isn't
I
it-
don't.
I thought it was for like 100 years or something. Or
yeah,
I don't know.
It's a Royal Charter. I think it was sometime in the 20s, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure when. It's the Royal Charter it operates under, but I think that's been extended or can be extended by the government. And this government will, because they're ideologically aligned, they will extend it.
Yeah.
And they're just
they
losing
will.
money because so many people just don't want to pay for the rubbish they're coming. I mean, I watched 2 programs over Christmas, which was Death in Paradise and Beyond Paradise. And I will watch the Death in Paradise and Beyond Paradise series when it comes, and that's all I watch on BBC. That's all I've watched for. Hey, it's PJ.
Oh,
I was too
Jason's
busy.
chat. There
I
he
was
is.
too busy
mate.
eating mince pies to watch the BBC.
Snort to poop is
Well,
right too. Not all America is nice.
um,
NYC sucks.
Watched it another way.
Go to the Midwest, but avoid
So I'm
Chicago
trying to find the one that I'm.
Yeah.
There it is.
and Minnesota. Stay out of Minnesota.
So I have been working my way through Rumpole of the Bailey.
Oh wow.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That's going back a bit.
It's going back
Big
very,
Leo
very
Kern.
far. Yeah, very far.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I bought the books thinking the books came out first, not realizing it's the other way around.
No kidding. First to show.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm so excited.
Interesting.
That opening has got me so hype.
I've just
Yeah,
finished.
but I've been a fan of Leo McKern. I mean, between being in A Man for All Seasons, but one of my favorite sci-fis is The Day the Earth Caught Fire from the 60s. That's where the Soviets and the Americans shot off nukes at the same time and sends the Earth towards the sun.
Oh, wow. Thanks for comment on that.
Nice.
I've just finished binge watching Elementary.
Love Elementary. Do
I
you know
was a
what?
bit-
Right, Elementary gets picked on, doesn't it? Because they always mention the BBC Sherlock Holmes. But I love Elementary. Elementary is really, really a lot of fun.
I did. I mean, I could. There were some of the changes they made that didn't really fit me, but I could take it. But I did notice towards the last couple of series there were some little bits creeping in of
woke.
We call it woke now. I think you might say certain political viewpoints rather than necessarily, but he's going on about gun buybacks, this and a few things that you go make you wince a little bit. And I didn't remember all the things that happened in season 7, but I did. I enjoyed it. Even the changes they made in established characters.
Yeah.
They didn't work. Not the way I would have done it, but I actually find in some ways I think it's probably better than the Benedict Cumberbatch series.
Yes, some of the episodes are much better.
So you say. I like that Benedict. That was a good series. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. Yeah, but the thing is, though, he made up stories that he couldn't have a conclusion to, which is really like season 1, he jumps off the building, and then in season 2, he's alive, and it's like, well, how did he survive that? No explanation.
They never do actually give an answer to it. I think the case because you know my methods, isn't it? But I think what both of them did, and I think Elementary did better, was they brought in the certain stories or references to the Holmes canon into the series. Like, for example, the villain in the end of season 7, or in season 7, was called Reichenbach. And at the end of it, Sherlock apparently falls off a bridge, and of course, in the canon, Holmes and Moriarty fall off. Reichenbach falls and things like this. They did this, And apparently they made, especially if you sort of look at the some of the comments on IMDb, and everything, they make quite a few references to stories that actually, to other cases that are actually short stories.
Do you reckon, guys, when it comes to network TV over there in your neck of the woods and over here, do you reckon it's the end of dramas? Because mostly the actors are gravitating towards Netflix. That's where the money is, and Amazon, and they're making some really high-profile dramas on. So I can't even remember the last drama I saw on British TV on network TV. That is.
Thing is with. You want to go with this one, Chris?
No, I'm just trying to think. There's really nothing over here that I've been watching that's new.
I think the biggest difference, Geek, is with TV over here, they had to do, most of the shows were a half hour, hour long, and they had to come up with 22 episodes in a season. Where, of course, obviously in streaming, they can get away with 8 to 10 episodes and come back and do it in 2 years when they're ready to do it again.
Yeah.
So, that we still have 3 major networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS, that do, and Fox, 4 networks that do their shows, and they try to put something on TV. But I gotta tell you, other than an athletic competition, I have not watched a network at all in years, because I'm like, well, if it's not basketball, football, or something I really want to watch, I'll put on whatever streaming service I have, a movie, or more than often I'll play a video game, because sitting down and watching something that I'm not really into is hard to do. Like, I'll watch the stream shows if I can get a whole story in 8 episodes, great. But sitting around the TV with your family, eating your TV dinner, nuclear
That's
America
done.
family, that's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Definitely. It's a shame, really.
Well,
It's
and
a shame.
we talk about this all the time, and I don't know if I talk about it here, but when we were kids in school, we had three channels. Not even the Fox wasn't even around when we were younger. 3 channels, and all the shows were on those 3 channels, and you could choose which one you wanted to watch. You had 3 choices because there were 3 channels. And if everybody watched Knight Rider and you missed it, you went to school the next day and everybody told you what happened on Knight Rider, because nobody was reporting anything. And then that was TV. Now there's hundreds, thousands of shows that you could watch anytime. Like, I was thinking about watching True Blood the other day because I've never seen it, and I saw that the I can't remember her name, the beautiful blonde girl from the Daredevil series, Deborah something or other. She's on that series apparently. I'm like, I think I'd like to watch that series. I didn't know she was in it. So I may go back and watch 8 seasons of True Blood just to see what was up. I still haven't watched what's the Farscape? What's the sci-fi show you guys keep telling me to watch? I keep forgetting to do it.
Farscape, Stargate.
Stargate's okay.
Farscape.
I can't look past MacGyver. He looks like MacGyver. I don't care.
fine.
It's MacGyver. I can't watch that.
Yeah, that's Stargate.
But they're
Stargate.
redoing it. They're bringing Stargate back.
Yeah, apparently.
It's gonna be woke.
It will be, unfortunately.
It'll be woke. It'll be woke. Because it's made by the same people that brought back Quantum Leap, and that was woke as hell when they
brought back Quantum Leap.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, with an
Did it make it
Asian
more, I
guy.
never even heard of it.
So basically, this is how woke it is. They cast an Asian guy to play the main character. The owl character was played by a woman, and they had a trans guy that was in the.
So one season, I'm
trans.
assuming.
What the hell? Yeah, well,
one,
Two, I believe.
Two.
Yeah.
That's some money.
Winston Sedmore was the controller of the Quantum Leap machine or whatever it was, wasn't he? You got a black guy in there
There's
as
just
well.
so much stupid out there.
But I think at least the idea was, if I remember right, they were supposed
There
to
you
be
go.
actually following. They were actually supposed to be
not
trying
Ernie.
to track down Sam Beckett. So it was actually an actual follow-on. But what they did on
Was the one with the glasses and the blonde hair? Is that the T?
Yeah.
Yes. See, that's how bad it was. That's why people just didn't want to watch it anymore.
Hey,
It's
Ernie
just-
Hudson needs a paycheck, man. Let him have a show.
Well, they've
Maybe.
never given him something of worth, have they? Ernie Hudson's a good actor. It's a shame.
He
Like
was on a
everything,
show
like-
as either a cop or something. I can't remember
Yeah.
what it was. I never watched it, but he's had some shows. He's had a few shows.
So,
Yeah.
well, I gotta start wrapping up.
Is there anything you wanted to say today,
hour.
Chris?
Well,
On your
you're using
stream.
my name.
Father Miller, sorry. It's
You
hard.
still
to
got
find. It's
you
more
still-
difficult for me.
you still got
I know.
Doctor Who on your wall there. the first Doctor.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's John Vianney.
Hey, if you want to meet Eccleston, Eccleston's going to be at C2E2 this year. You could drive there and meet the whatever doctor he was.
I think I'll. You know what? I
Not
think I'll use
sincerely.
one of my free weekends for a Gary meetup.
I may have to join you
Oh,
this
when
year.
is that happening? When
I
is
don't
that
know.
happening?
I don't
Alright.
know.
Okay.
I'm working through his book right now.
Right. Yeah.
I'm being
I
drugged
might
to
come on that
Vegas.
one.
I'm being drugged to Vegas for a bachelor party for my future son-in-law. It's more like just
Yeah,
steaks
you
and
don't-
guns, but
Oh.
that's
Steaks
you
and
know,
guns.
Steaks and guns.
Brilliant.
Going to a steakhouse I
Any-
can't afford and shooting guns we can't own. So yeah, it's steaks and guns.
Anything to plug?
Yeah, my
Mm.
weekly on Sunday on the Wayfarer project, we're doing something a bit different. We're doing a tournament of sci-fi TV themes. So we've got about 20 different TV themes from let's put I put about half a dozen Jerry Anderson ones in there myself personally in the Tomorrow People. All the way up to sort of got Star Trek news, just to sort of go through see if we can come up with what were the best ones, which I think is going to be an impossible task. But that's on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening your time. It's midnight my time, so
I
Ian?
got nothing to push apart from Rebecca Gold. Rebecca Gold. That's a, I mean, it's I can't release it to the public yet because of certain things that are happening. So I don't think I think you might get it towards the end of this year now, unfortunately. But there's loads of things happening which I can't mention, and so yeah, I'm handcuffed. That's the problem. So there you go. But you can always go to the channel and watch the trailer or the stuff that's on the channel. So there you go.
Yeah, just a heads up for Man of War and PJ. I can't make it to Vegas in August because as Catholics know, the 15th of August is a holy day.
The desert
So
in Vegas in August. Oh God!
I did it 4 years ago, but
Was it
anyway,
hot?
with that, I got to wrap up. I will show you something in regards to Justin's message in the chat afterwards. So till then, we'll be seeing everybody, and
It's good to